Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all the viewers in this live interaction of CIT and CRT. I am Renu Bhatt with you all and you are watching us live on eVidya channels from channel number 6 to 12, and apart from these channels you are with us on our YouTube channels as well, that is NCERT official and NCERT PM eVidya class number 6 to 12. And dear learners, as you know, this is our 5 days 5-hour online training program, and the theme of the program is Open Educational Resources, OER and Licenses. And this online training program is brought to you by CIET in collaboration with Commonwealth Educational Media Center for Asia, and today is day 2nd, and the topic for this particular discussion is Creative Commons licenses for Open Educational Resources, OER. So we have joined by our experts. So without any further delay, let's quickly meet him. You are Dr. Jitendra Pandey. You are Professor of Computer Science, School of Computer Science and IT from Uttarakhand Open University, Haldwani, Uttarakhand. Very warm welcome, sir. स्वागत है आपका.
नमस्कार, सभी को नमस्कार.
Yes. And dear learners and all the teacher educators out there, if you have any query related to this particular topic, if you want to know more about the license for open educational resources, you can reach out to us through our various mediums. You can call us on our telephone number, that is 8800 440 559. Either you can drop a mail as well. Our email address is training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in, and if you are on our YouTube channels, then you have to go to the live chat box and then only you can drop your comment out there. Our expert will be more than happy to answer all your queries and doubts if you have any related to this particular topic. So we are waiting for your participation, dear viewers. We want you to participate in huge numbers with all your doubts and queries. So let's quickly start this discussion. Over to you, Jitendra sir. What would you have for the session, sir?
Good evening, everyone. I am delighted to welcome you to today's presentation on licensing OERs. My name is Dr. Jitendra Pandey, and I am a professor of computer science at Uttarakhand Open University, Haldwani. In today's rapidly evolving educational landscape, open educational resources play a critical role in enhancing access to high-quality learning materials. As educators, creators and learners, it is essential for us to understand the legal frameworks that governs the use and sharing of these resources. Throughout this presentation, we will discuss many important concepts such as copyright, fair use, and public domain. We will also explore significance of licensing, particularly focusing on open licenses and Creative Commons licenses. By the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of how to navigate the complexities of licensing OERs, ensuring that educational resources can be freely and legally shared, adapted, and reused. I hope you find this session both informative and engaging. Please feel free to ask questions after this presentation, as your participation will enrich our discussion. Before we discuss the details of OER licenses, let's take a moment to revisit the fundamental concepts of open educational resources. Understanding what OERs are and their core principles will provide a solid foundation for our discussion on licensing. So what is an OER? OER, or Open Educational Resources, are teaching, learning and research material that are freely available in the public domain or have been released under an open license that permits no cost access, use, adaptation and redistribution by others with no or limited restrictions. This includes a wide range of materials from textbooks and course readings to quizzes, multimedia, and entire courses. One of the key frameworks to understand OERs is 5R principle introduced by David Willey. These principles emphasize the rights that users have with respect to OERs. Let's briefly go over these principles. These 5R stands for reuse, remix, redistribute, revise, and retain. Retain is the right to make, own, and control copies of the content. This means you can download, duplicate, store, and manage the material. Reuse is the right to use the content in a wide range of ways. For example, you can use it in a class, in a study group, on a website, or in a video. Revise is the right to adapt, adjust, modify, or alter the content itself. You can translate the content into another language or modify a textbook to fit your needs. Remix is the right to combine the original or revised content with other open content to create something new. You could, for instance, mix different open resources to create a new course. And redistribute is the right to share copies of original content, your revisions, or your remixes with others. This can be done by posting the material online or giving a copy to a friend. Now we will discuss what is copyright. Copyright is a form of protection provided by law to the authors of original works of authorship, including literary, dramatic, musical, and certain other intellectual works. It grants the creator exclusive rights to use, distribute, and modify their work. Now let's understand what is fair use. Fair use is a doctrine that allows limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holder. It includes purposes such as citation, criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, and research. Factors considered in determining fair use include the purpose and character of the use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount used, and the effect on the market of the original work. Now let's understand what is public domain. Works in a public domain are not protected by copyright and can be freely used by anyone. A work can enter the public domain for various reasons, including the expiration of copyright, the creator waiving their rights, or the work not meeting the criteria for copyright protection. Public domain works are valuable resources for creating new OER materials. The next logical question that comes to our mind is, why consider licensing? The first reason is licensing clarifies the permissions and restrictions associated with the using a work making it easier for others to share, remix, and build upon it. The second reason is for educators and creators, using licenses ensures that their work can be legally and freely used by others, promoting wider dissemination and collaboration. Proper licensing can also protect creators' right while allowing for controlled sharing and reuse. Now, what are open licenses? Open licenses are legal tools that allow creators to grant some or all of their rights to the public while retaining others. They are designed to facilitate sharing and collaboration by providing a clear and standardized way to indicate permission. Common open licenses include the GNU General Public License, the Apache license, the Creative Commons license. Now we'll discuss Creative Commons licenses in detail. Creative Commons licenses are a suite of open licenses that enable creators to specify the permissions and restrictions for their works. There are 6 main types of CC licenses, ranging from most permissive, that is CC BY, to the most restrictive, that is CC BY NC ND. Each license type allows for different level of use, distribution and modification, making it easy for creators to choose the right license for their needs. These 6 licenses are basically based on 4 conditions. These conditions are: number 1 is attribution, number 2 is non-commercial, number 3 is non-derivative, and number 4 is share alike. So first of all, I'll explain these 4 conditions. Attributions means that you have to give recognition or attribution to the author, the original creator. Non-commercial means you cannot earn profit from it. No derivative means you can use the resource in as is format. You cannot make any changes, or you cannot append it, you cannot modify it, you cannot revise it, you cannot do anything with it. You have to use that resource in as is format. And share alike means the original licensing conditions is to be retained. Now, based on these 4 conditions, there are 6 Creative Commons licenses. Let's start with the Creative Commons Attribution License, commonly known as CC BY. In the right side of the screen, you can see a picture. By looking at this picture, you should be able to recognize that this educational resource or any resource with this image is a resource which is released under open license, and the license type is CC BY, that is Creative Commons Attribution License. CC BY is the most permissive of Creative Commons licenses. It allows others to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon your work, even for commercial purposes, as long as they give you credit for the original creation. That means attribution is required. This license is often compared to an open license because it grants you the freedom to use the material in any way they see fit, provided they attribute original creator. Next we have Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike License, or CC BY SA. This allows others to remix, adapt, and build upon your work even for commercial purposes, as long as number one, they credit you and license their new creations under identical terms. This license is often compared to open source software licenses. All new works based on yours will carry the same license, so any derivatives will also allow commercial use. Next is Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike License, also known as CC BY NCSA, combines elements of several other licenses. CC BY NCSA lets others remix, adapt, and build upon your work non-commercially, as long as they credit you and license their new creation under the identical terms. This means that new work based on yours will be non-commercial and carry the same license, allowing others to share alike. Now let's look at a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial License, or CC BY-NC. CC BY-NC lets others remix, adapt, and build upon your work non-commercially. Although their new works must also acknowledge you and be non-commercial, they don't have to license their derivative work on the same terms. This means that while others can use your work freely for non-commercial purposes, they can create new works with different terms. The Creative Commons Attribution No Derivative License, abbreviated as CC BY-ND, is more restrictive. CC BY-ND allows for redistribution, both commercial and non-commercial, as long as it is passed along unchanged and in whole with credit to you. This means people can share your work, but they cannot alter or build upon it in any way. Last, we have the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Non-Derivative License, or CC BY-NCND. CC BY-NCND is the most restrictive of 6 main licenses, allowing others to download your works and share them with others as long as they credit you, but they can't change them in any way or use them commercially. This license is often used for works that the creator won't share with the world, but don't want them to be used commercially or altered in any way. In addition to 6 main Creative Commons licenses, there is another important tool called the Creative Commons Zero license, or CC0. CC0 is often referred as to the no right reserved license. When a creator applies CC0 to their work, they are essentially waiving all their copyright and related rights to the fullest extent allowed by the law. This means that the work is dedicated to the public domain and anyone can use, modify, distribute, and build upon it without any restrictions whatsoever. CC0 license is particularly useful for creators who want to ensure that their work are freely available for any purposes without the need for attribution or any conditions. It is a way to contribute to the public domain and encourage the unrestricted sharing and reuse of creative works. Using CC0 can help maximize the impact and reach of the work by removing all barriers to its use. However, it's important for creators to understand that once a work is released under CC0 license, they cannot impose any future restrictions to its use. Understanding the distinctions between public domain, open license, and all rights reserved copyright is essential for using educational resources appropriately. Public domain, which is the most open kind of license, works in the public domain are free from copyright protection and can be used by anyone for any purpose without restriction. These works can be freely copied, modified, and distributed without needing permissions. Open licenses such as Creative Commons allows creator to specify permissions for using their works. These licenses enable others to use, modify, and share the work under certain conditions, fostering collaboration while protecting some creators' rights. All right reserved copyrights, which are most restrictive. Under all right reserved copyright, the creator retains exclusive rights to their work. Other must obtain permission to use, copy, or distribute the work, often involving licensing agreements or fees. This model provides maximum control for the creator but limits accessibility. Now we'll discuss other open licenses. Very quickly we'll discuss other open licenses apart from Creative Commons licenses which exist. In the screen you can see GNU General Public License or GNU GPI. Most of the open source code in the software industry is released under GNU General Public License, or the manual of the software are released under this license. We also have MIT license, which is used by MIT in the open coursewares. We also have open government license or public sector information. This is mostly used by government of UK. Now we'll discuss how to share your work as an OER. Now that we have a fair understanding of different type of OER licenses, now let's discuss how to share your own work as an OER. So there are many ways. The first method is, for licensing, you can use Creative Commons websites. The website is creativecommons.org. Once you enter this website name and press enter, you will land to this page, which is shown in the screen. On the top right hand side, you will see a tab named Licenses and Titles. You click on this tab, you will land to this page with a heading, Share Your Work. And under this heading, you have a subheading, right? And here you click on Our Choosers. Once you click on it, you will land to this page. This is License Chooser. Under serial number 1, you will find, do you know which license you need? There are two situations. Number one is, you already know what type of license you are going to release. You are going to use to release your OER content. And second situation is, you don't know about licensing. And in that case, you choose the second option. I'll demonstrate both the cases. First case, when I already know what type of license I want to use for my creation. So I clicked on the first option, that is, yes, I know the license I need, and after that I click next. After clicking next, you will land on to this page where under serial number 2, you will find a drop-down list which says which license do you need. And from this drop-down list, I know my license, what type of license I want to use. I click on this and then I click next. Once I click next, it will take me to option number 3, where I have to give attribution details. Suppose I want to attribute to some resource that I am using in my creation. So the title, here I have to put the title of that creation, that original resource, and the author name, and link to that work. In case you have the creator profile, you paste the link here, and year of creation, you put it here. Once you fill all the information, you click on done. After this, the license will be created for you on the right hand bottom side, which is available in many formats, rich text format also, HTML format also, XMP format also, and it is also available as plain text. You just copy this license and paste it anywhere, wherever you want. Now, I'll discuss the second condition. When I don't know about the license I want to use, in that case, I'll be given options one by one. You remember I discussed 4 conditions when I discussed Creative Commons licenses. These conditions were share alike, non-commercial, non-derivative, and by attribution. So based on these 4 conditions, this license choosers prompts some questions which you have to answer in yes or no. Based on your inputs, it will automatically create the license according to your requirement. So first, you have to choose do you know which license you need? If I click on no, I need help selecting the license, and click next. Then the first question it will ask from you is about attribution. Do you want attribution of your work? You have to select between yes or no. If I choose yes and press next, it will ask about commercial use. Here also, You have to reply in yes or no. So I have chosen yes and I'll press next. Then it will test the third condition, that is no derivative. Do you want to allow others to remix, adapt, or build upon your work? Yes or no. You choose any of your conditions and press next. Then it will ask about sharing of information. Do you want to allow others to share adaptation of your work under any terms? Yes or no. I have chosen yes here. And then I will press next. Once I press next, it will confirm that Creative Commons licensing is appropriate. To release any resource under a Creative Commons license, the first thing is you should own that resource. You should be the owner of that creation. So it is testing about these three conditions. First condition is I own or have authority to license the work. When you will have the authority, when you have the ownership. Second condition is I have read and understand the terms of the license. And number three is I understand that CC licensing is not revocable. That in future you cannot revoke that license. So you have to check all the three conditions and press next. Once you press next, it will ask for the attribution details. Now you have to provide the attribution details. Suppose I want to create license for this presentation, right? So I'll put the title of my work here, that is OER licenses. Who is the creator of work? I have written my name here. I can provide the link of this presentation, and I can also provide link to my web page where my personal details are available. If it is available, you can put it here, otherwise you can skip it. These both are non-essential. And year of creation, because I have created this resource recently, so I have mentioned 2024. Once I have provided all these attribution details, I'll click on done. Once I finish this, license is generated here in all the three formats. It is a plain text also, a rich text also, HTML, XMP. I can copy this and paste it anywhere. If I want to embed this code in my website, you click on this HTML link. It will create an embed code. You can copy that code and put it in your website, right? So this was one way for building an attribution. Second method is you can use Open Attribution Builder tool. So this tool is available under this website, that is openwa.org. You type this name in your web browser and press enter. You will land into the home page. In the home page, there is a tab called Open Attribution Builder. Right? Once you click on that tab, you will land into this page. So now I'm taking an example. Suppose I have this OER resource which is available under Creative Commons license, CC license, right? This is available under CC BY license, which means that by attribution license, I am developing some resource. Suppose I am developing some resource. I have used some content of this textbook and I want to attribute it. So all the details are present here. Now, how to build attribution using this Open Attribution Builder tool. So what I'll do is I'll copy the information that is available in this web page, this resource web page, and copy it in this open attribution builder. The first is title. So I have copied the title from here and I have pasted it here. I have also copied the web link of this resource and I have pasted it here. Now it requires author's information. Author information is available here. So I copied this and I pasted it here. And in case you have the author page, URL of author page, you can paste it here. Otherwise, you can leave it. Similarly with organization, if you know the organization name, paste the name here and paste the URL here. Type the name here and paste the URL here. And if this resource is generated by some, using some project funds, then and if the information is available, then you can put this information here. Otherwise, you can leave it. And now you have to choose the license. The license is already, license information already available in this page. So I selected attributions ECBY license. Once this is done, the attribution is created here. Now I can copy it and paste it anywhere I want. Anywhere where I want to, mention the attribution. And if it is a website, I can copy the embed code and paste it on my website, right? So this is how you can build attribution, right? So we have discussed two tools. One is Creative Commons website, a tool that is available in Creative Commons website. Second is Open Washington Project Attribution Builder tool, right? This is how you can build an attribution, or you can release your resource as an OER. Now, we want to discuss compatibility of different licenses. Suppose you are developing some content and you have used OER content to develop that content. So, what type of license are possible in the derivative work? That I'll discuss. In the screen, you will find the adapters license chart, which helps you choose the appropriate license for your work based on the original materials license. Here is how to interpret it. The green boxes indicates it's suitable to use the specified license for your adaptation. Yellow boxes means it's technically allowed but not recommended. If used, mark the adaptation as having multiple copyrights under different terms. Dark gray boxes indicate licenses you must not use for your adaptation. This chart ensures you apply the correct licensing to your creative work while respecting the terms set by the original content license. There are many challenges associated with licensing. Firstly, it is crucial to thoroughly read and understand the licensing terms attached to each OER resource. This ensures compliance and clarity regarding how the material can be used. Additionally, one must remain vigilant of any licensing conflicts that may arise when integrating or remixing different materials from various sources. Proper attribution is another essential aspect, ensuring that credit is given to the original creator as required by the license. In cases where uncertainties persist regarding licensing terms or potential conflicts, seeking legal advice is advisable to navigate these complexities effectively and ethically. So that's all from my side. Now the floor is open for questions.
Sure,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for this enriching session. And we have some questions. And first of all, I just wanted to know why an educator use OER, sir. What is the need for that?
Uh, there are many reasons to it, but the primary reason that comes to my mind immediately is, see, different learners have different learning styles. Some of the learners are very much comfortable with the text material, but some of the learners, they understand it well when they see a video, and some of them they understand well when they listen it. So you don't have to create the video or the audio or the text format, because whatever you are teaching, the supplementary material are available in different formats. You don't have to create it. You can share it with learners for better understanding. There is another reason why a teacher should use OER. It creates an opportunity for a teacher to collaborate with other experts throughout the world working in his domain, right? It also gives him flexibility. He have to, he don't have to create the notes, because they are already available on the internet or anywhere else as an OER, and you have to focus on one thing, that is teaching. So these are some of the reasons that I think, they are why a teacher should use OER.
Definitely. And sir, we would also like to know what is the difference between citation and attribution, sir.
I thank you for asking this question. Understanding the difference between citation and attribution is crucial for both creative and academic work. See, citation primarily serves an academic purpose, providing detailed information about a source to allow others to locate and verify the original. It typically includes details like the author, title, publication dates, but does not usually include licensing information. Citations are used to quote or paraphrase a limited portion of a work and must not change the work's meaning. Various citation styles such as APA and Chicago are widely used, and cited resources are typically listed in the reference section at the end of the document. On the other hand, attribution serves a legal purpose, acknowledging the original creator of the work and often including licensing information. Attribution is necessary when quoting or paraphrasing any part of a work and can include changes under fair use or with permissions provided by most Creative Commons licenses. Unlike citation, attribution statements are usually placed near the used work, such as below an image. While citation styles are well established, attribution practices are still emerging, though some best practices are defined that I have already discussed in my lecture. How to attribute using the Creative Commons tools or the Open Washington tool, attribution builder tool. So there are some best practices that they are defined.
Okay.
I hope I have answered your questions.
Definitely, sir. And sir, if we talk about OER, so is it available under a non-chemical license we charged for?
There are certain situations. See, I'll give you an example. Suppose I have downloaded some educational videos which are released as an OER from our website. Now, I want to share these resources with my students. So what I did is I took one pen drive. I copied all the videos in this pen drive and or a CD, and I shared it with my students. The cost of this pen drive or the CD is say 500 rupees. I charge 500 from the student, not for the resources, but the cost of this drive. So financial transaction is made, but I did not make the profit. So this aspect is non-commercial. So in this example, as you can see that I have made the financial transaction, but it was non-commercial because I have not earned profit from it. So hope I have clarified that.
Right, sir. In a brief, we would like you to throw light on the compatibility of CC licenses, sir.
The compatibility of Creative Commons licenses refer to their ability to be combined or used together in different works without legal conflicts. These CC licenses are designed to promote sharing and reuse of creative works while allowing creators to specify how their works can be used by others. Compatibility ensures that works licensed under different Creative Commons licenses can be integrated or remixed without violating the terms of each license involved. So I want to share a picture with you all. I hope this picture is visible to all of you. This picture talks about the compatibility of different licenses.
Sir, actually we are not able to see that.
Okay, is it not
Sir,
visible?
can you verbally let our viewers know this?
Okay, so basically compatibility of licenses is, which license goes with other license, right? So I'll reshare my screen. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so
Is it visible now?
yes, sir, it's quite visible now, sir.
So now you can see that this public domain license, if the work is available under this public domain license, it can be mixed with a material which is to be released under this public domain license, Creative Commons CC0 license. It can be remixed with CC BY license. It can be remixed with CC BY SA license. It can be remixed with CC BY NC license, but it cannot be remixed with BYND license because this is non-derivative.
Okay.
Similarly, I mean, this picture clarifies all the combination, and this slide is, I think, it will be shared with all the learners. So, using this chart, you can easily identify the compatibility of license.
Okay. So with this chart, you can learn a lot of things, dear viewers, and sir, it's time for us to wrap up this session. But thank you so very much, Jitendra sir, for being with us and for your valuable and precious time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for explaining this topic to all the viewers in such a easy and nice way. And dear learners and viewers, in case you want to know more about our 5 days online training program, then you have to open your browser and you have to write CIET and you will land on this particular page, and as you can see, you have to click on this particular tab, that is activity. You have to go to the workshop and training section, then you will land on this particular page. As you can see, we have a single link here. You need to click on this particular link and you will land on this page, and through this page you will get to know all the information about this 5 days 5-hour online training program. As you can see, we have all the topic written here in this particular area with date and the time and who can participate in this particular course. Any one of you, whether you are a student, teacher, teacher educator, parents, administrator, and all those people who are interested in this particular topic. And what is the objective of this particular training program? Here it is. You can go through with all the details here on this particular page, and this is our program schedule. We have already uploaded yesterday's program video. If you forget or anyhow you missed the session, you can come on this particular page and you can click all the links and you can watch all the programs here. The other programs link will be uploaded later, and you can see here it's written who will be the expert for our next day presentation or discussion. How you can participate on this particular quiz or course? You need to scan this particular QR code or you need to click on this particular link, either of that, and you have to register yourself first. And if you have any query or you are getting any issue related to registration, you can reach out to us through with all your queries and doubts with so many mediums. You can either drop your mail or query answers to this particular email address, that is training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in, or either you can call on this particular number, or you can scan this particular QR code, or you can click on this particular link for your feedback. And we want you to send us your feedback, your query if you have any. And dear viewers, any one of you who scored 70% and above in the final assessment will get a certificate, and you can access your certificate in Diksha profile page itself. So you have to go to the Diksha portal also for this particular 5 days online training program. So please go through with this particular page for all your queries and doubts. So me, Renu Bhatt, is taking your leave, but let me tell you that in a while we will be back with our another live interaction, that is Sahyog, and that particular session we will be having discussion on overcoming mathematics fears. So it's a big fear still for many of the students. So we want you to be with us on that particular session as well. Me, Renu Bhatt, is taking your leave. Namaskar.